the films that are so amazing to me are the ones that you discover something new every time you watch it. And I've gone back recently and watched so many of my favorite films, and I'm like, wow, I missed that the first time. And you're gonna watch Nanny, and it's like, okay, it's a great script, it's a great story, it's really well done, it's well shot. Hopefully, people are appreciative of the acting performances. But then there's something that you missed that you want to go watch it again.
The movie Nanny is already at theaters now, but it streams on Prime Video on December 16th. But how would you best describe this film? Because there's a lot going on.
That's a great point. Ooh. Ooh. Because I call it a psychological horror experience.
Right.
I think it's one of those things, because I call it that because when you watch the movie, there's the elements that play on the screen that I think we all see, and the things that scare us and haunt us, and elements coming up the wall, shadows coming over the bed, those kind of things. But then there's those things that stick with you later.
Yeah.
That are in your dreams. I always think about the images of Mami Wata, and how when you have gone to sleep and those things kind of haunt you in your sleep. So I think it just sticks with you a little bit more than the average film, kind of like a Paranormal Activity would do, where you might have missed it, but then your subconscious caught it, and now you can't unforget it. I think that's a lot of what Nanny is. And then there's also the humorous elements, the romantic elements. I think that's life. And Nanny 𝐏𝐸𝐻𝐿 will speak more to the metaphors and all the things, but I definitely think like a psychological horror experience.
Of course. And you play Malik, who works in the same building as where the family lives, where 𝐏𝐸𝐻 is the nanny. And so what makes Malik attracted to 𝐏𝐸𝐻?
Looking at her.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it's on the page. It was. You can't really change that. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
I think the human nature is what made Malik attracted to her, right? And then I think the spirit is what made him really intrigued.
Yeah.
Right. I think he saw something in her that he also saw in himself, and it made him even more inquisitive. You can tell from the first introduction of those two characters, he was really intrigued by her. And he saw that there's a lot more to her than meets the eye, and he wanted to really see what that was.
Absolutely. And in the film, 𝐏𝐸𝐻 deals with a lot, but Malik is there to kind of calm her down and be that steady hand. So why do you think that 𝐏𝐸𝐻 was comfortable with Malik? I
think they grew that comfort. And I think, again, life imitating art in a way, or art imitating life. You have moments with people over the course of your journey in life where you guys kind of see each other, right? And I always say, like, the term namaste, the light in me sees the light in you. And they happen unexpectedly, where you're talking to someone and they share something, and then you share something, and you go, oh, wow, there's a connective tissue here of camaraderie, right? And I think even from the first date that they do have, when 𝐸𝐻's talking about, a little bit of her journey to getting to this point in America, and then Malik starts talking about his mother, that was an unpacking of vulnerability that naturally I think they both could see in each other and gave more inquisition. So I think for her, if he's going to be safe enough to share this vulnerable space, I need to be safe enough to try to become more vulnerable. And I think they built that naturally. And the biggest thing sometimes as humans, we don't always want people to fix us, right? We don't always want people to tell us what we need to do. Sometimes it's just enough to sit with us and say, I'm here. Let me know how I can help. And I think Malik was really mindful of saying, hey, I'm here if you need me. And I think that's what gave her the space to kind of naturally get more comfortable.
𝐸𝐻 is played by Anna Diop, who, and you share nearly all your scenes in the film together. So how was it working with Anna?
Amazing. Anna is one of the most talented women that I've worked with, one of the best teammates and scene partners that I've had. I think she's, I've said it in an interview before, she's so present, she's so giving, and she's so open. I think she's committed to overall wanting to make sure that the moment is good, and she's very thoughtful of other humans. So, that's why I'm always so excited to see everything that's coming for her in this journey of Nanny, and the appreciation that people are having for her as a woman and as an artist. But as a teammate, as a scene partner, she's probably one of the most open and one of the most giving that I've ever experienced.
You mentioned that Nanny is a psychological thriller, and I would totally agree with you. And it also touches on a number of topics, including immigration, trying to live that American dream,
Yeah.
relationship between a mother and their child, and that West African folklore. So, what was your reaction when you first read the script? What was your reaction after reading it?
A psychological horror experience.
Yeah,
It was that when I read the script as well. It's like, I always say if I read something, and even if I'm not in it, I still gonna watch it.
yeah,
I know that it's a good script from my palette. I know that it's a good script, and I remember watching or reading Nanny just to prepare for the meeting with 𝐒𝐏𝐻𝐿, and then feeling compelled to read it again just for my own ingestion. I'd already got the gist. I'd already got like the elements, and I was like, wow, this is good. I have enough to speak to the director and find a commonality from reading this script, but I want to read it again for some reason. So I ended up actually reading it twice before our first meeting, just so that I could make sure that I felt what I felt. And I think that's a mark of a story that is really compelling and is going to be lasting, and I'm so grateful and not surprised by the success that we've had, because I was compelled to read it again just to kind of take in all the things that I felt like I thought the first time.
yeah. And critics and fans seem to love the film, for those who have seen it already. But what do you want fans to take away from Nanny after watching it?
Ooh, to watch it again, just like I had to read it again. I think
Oh yeah.
the biggest thing, I think the films that are so amazing to me are the ones that you discover something new every time you watch it. And I've gone back recently and watched so many of my favorite films, and I'm like, wow, I missed that the first time. And you're gonna watch Nanny, and it's like, okay, it's a great script, it's a great story, it's really well done, it's well shot. Hopefully, people are appreciative of the acting performances. But then there's something that you missed that you want to go watch it again. So I hope that what people take away genuinely is to go watch it again. And there's gonna be some trap doors, little asides that they might have missed the first time that they'll catch the second time.
Absolutely. And just a few more questions for me before I let you go. Along with Nanny, you are starring in the new film White Man Can Jump. It's going to be out next year. I'm looking forward to it. So how was filming that movie, and what can fans expect from the film?
Oh, wow. That movie was probably one of the most fun experiences that I've ever had on film. I was so grateful to be a part of it and to work on it. I got an opportunity to work with Jack Harlow as my castmate and co-star in it, and we have a good time. It's me, it's Laura Harrier, it's Tiana Taylor. We do some fun work in it. It's gonna be one of those movies that you definitely gonna watch several times. And it was a gift, to merge all your loves. When you love acting, I love sports, and to be able to do all those things at the same time, it was a gift.
Were you a fan of the film growing up?
Yes. When I first watched the film, I wasn't aware of all the elements, because there's so many layers of adult content that you miss when you're a kid. And so watching it the first time, I just remember watching it for the basketball and thinking that it's funny. And then I go back and watch it again, and I'm like, oh wow, like there's so many elements of humanity that live in this. So many these two people, really aspiring to change their circumstances, that are just so relatable. So I think I appreciated it when I was younger, and then became a fan of it now, having watched it again.
Absolutely. And one last question for me before I let you go is, along with White Man Can Jump, you're also starring in a movie called Carry On, and it has a strong cast led by Jason Bateman. What can you tell us about that film?
It's another psychological horror experience.
Nice. Nice.
It's a psychological suspense experience. There's definitely, it's directed by 𝐏𝐸 and if anyone is familiar with his work, you know what he's going to bring to the table. We're filming it now, actually, and it's so cool to unpack the moments that are building. And I think people are going to really come away liking it a lot. And I'm just, I'm running this race, and things are taking shape. But that's another one that I'm excited to come out, and it comes out sometime next year.
Looking forward to it, man. Sinqua, thank you so much for your time. I do appreciate it. Congratulations on Nanny, and continued success to you.